is finally here, Snyder Cut-Cateers, man. I'm Kevin Smith, and after all the years of speculation and feverish anticipation, it is my sincere pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to the digital red carpet premiere of Zak Snyder's Justice League, man. All the hype and pizzazz of a major Hollywood premiere with none of the associated limo fees, unless you decided to stream this from inside of a limo, in which case, well played. As you can see, we're broadcasting right here from a spare bedroom in my house. I'm just kidding, I wish I lived here. We're actually at the all-new DC exhibit at the Warner Brothers Studio Tour Hollywood, man, which means you're getting an exclusive first glimpse tonight at this amazing new space. Now, as we all know, the Snyder Cut has been a long time coming, and it absolutely would not have happened without the support of tonight's extra special VIPs, man. I'm talking about you, the fans, especially all the APs out there. Without your energy and commitment to the cause, the hashtags, the petition, the plane flying messages over Warner Brothers, the world may never have seen Zak's incredible vision finally brought to life, as we're gonna see tonight. Thanks to you, later tonight, we'll all be treated to a truly massive cinematic experience. More story, more character, more action. Oh yeah, and the debut of a new world-conquering supervillain named Darkseid, ladies and gentlemen. Perhaps you might have heard of him. But before this superpowered hype train finally pulls into the station, we're taking all the best parts of a red carpet premiere and beaming them right into your home. Over the next hour, we'll interact with our fellow fans. We're gonna rub elbows with movie stars. We're gonna admire some of the evening's finest cosplay fashions, and even visit with the director himself, Mr. Zak Snyder. Aquaman, those kids are adorable. Good stuff, Fan Pen. I'm gonna start calling you the Legion of Zoom. You like that? Now let's keep that energy going, kids, because I'm ready to give you your first look behind the scenes on the set of Zak Snyder's Justice League. Are you ready for this? Behold!
Action!
You do I-beam them. You're gonna have your run-in with Cyborg where you boom, pound him.
Action!
You throw him. Just look here. You're in trouble now. And then we go back to them. Go.
No, they're back shots.
Then stop Wonder Woman from pushing you.
Yep.
He's got her like that.
Okay, so what I was saying is at the beginning when you do your big turn and you're looking at the Justice League on the hill, you straighten out, you kind of lower the goggles. Straighten out, and we're going to turn our guns on. 3, 2, 1, fire. And here comes your hard bump to the right. 3, 2, 1, bump to the right, explosion.
Are you okay? Bruce? Bruce?
Cut! That's pretty slick. And then we just have Ben turn right out of that, right?
Yeah.
So it's pretty much like, he starts kind of like that. He's kind of leaning over sideways and then go like up and straight rather than...
Don't worry about me. Get to Unity. They're here.
Hey!
Bruce!
Pretty good.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I have been to a lot of movie premieres, but this is a first. I'm here in a bat cave, sitting across from the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Zak Snyder. Excellent to see you, sir.
Good to see you, my brother.
Now, I told you before we got started, I watched Zak Snyder's Justice League from Friday at 1 in the morning. I got a link, and I said, it's 1 in the morning. I said, I wanted to see it for so long. Let's go for it. So I figured maybe I watch an hour, go to sleep and stuff. I watched it till 5 in the morning. I thought it was a stunning achievement. I think in terms of a superhero movie or a comic book movie, probably the most visionary. Instantly, you could tell the artist behind it. You're a guy that paints in splash pages. If you're a comic book collector, there's the idea of a splash page is you open up a double-page spread, and it's just this gorgeous imagery that the artist has put together. That's what this movie is. It is a series of splash pages. And even when you break it down into the chapters, it felt like an entirely coherent comic book experience. Because as you read an arc that involves a couple different stories, a couple different issues, sometimes they dedicate an issue to one character, one character, one character, one character, and then bring them all together.
Yeah.
So it played out exactly like that. Now, going back to the start, and I mean Man of Steel.
Sure.
Was that the vision that one day you would get to a 4-hour giganto cut of Justice League?
Well, you know, when we did Man of Steel, you know, in a world with Batman, in a world with just Batman, it's hard to have Superman as well.
Right.
Like that day, if you decide like we should add Superman to this world, it'd be kind of tough because you'd be like, well, we kind of haven't had him before, and this is a deal. But in a world with Superman, Batman might be out there somewhere in an alley beating up some dude. So a bad guy, of course. You know, when we were doing Man of Steel, we did like, you know, there's a little bit of LexCorp, there's a little bit of, you know, Wayne. So, you know, just trying to say, like, look, we think that shit's out there.
There's a satellite. Like, I remember the Wayne Tech
Yeah.
satellite, and everyone in the audience was like, ah!
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's like, okay. You know, we always had that eye to go to, you know, Justice League was that going to be out there.
Right.
And so the idea of it being 4 hours and being sort of what we have now, I mean, that sort of evolved from after BVS, and we sort of like really seeded the world, and now it was time to meet everybody. That's how it just naturally happened. If you really take the time with all of them, you end up with 4 hours. You know?
Right.
That's kind of, it wasn't we didn't go like, we're really gonna blow it out with 4 hours. I knew it was gonna be a long movie to introduce them correctly. You know, you end up, and then also to give the villain, frankly, you know, Steppenwolf and Darkseid they need their space to feel like you've got a complete emotional journey that you've been on with these guys. Even for Steppenwolf, I wanted him to go on a journey too, you know?
As anybody who goes into an endeavor this large, how many days did you guys shoot, do you know? Months?
Months and months. We were in England for a year.
Who is the most important person in the process to you? I'm assuming Deb. I'm assuming...
Yeah, definitely Debbie is the number one. She's the top of the whole thing, you know, for me. She busts my chops in the best possible way, but also she's also my partner and really supports me when, you know, the chips are down. So I got lucky. And then the rest of my crew, I bring them from movie to movie. So they all are, you know, they're family to us. They're really who we are social with, as well as that our little circus family is pretty much how, you know, they're our friends. So it really makes going for a year to England not a crazy experience, because it's the same people we would see if we weren't in England. They just happen to all now live in England. So it works out pretty good.
Since you're in a world of epic storytelling where sequels are de rigueur, you get to work with the same casts over and over again. And as we saw in the footage, there's a lot of affection. As we saw during the release the Snyder Cut campaign, there's a lot of affection from your cast.
Sure.
It seemed like family, no?
Yeah, 100%. Like those guys, yeah, I really consider them friends, especially that cast, because I've been making these DC movies for almost 10 years. And so you literally, I don't know any other actors. At this point, I'm kind of, you know, those are like the main actors I know. But I think the thing that's cool is that those fans and that sort of movement, you know, really did gain momentum though when it was 2 years ago on November 17th, when the fans really went crazy on Twitter, and Gal and Jason
Ben too.
and Ben all, you know, joined in, and Ray, of course, and they all really really catapulted it into the stratosphere. And you know, my agent got a call from the studio the next day to say, like...
And let's talk about that, because the movement that created the Zak Snyder's Justice League, the movement that got it to the world.
Sure.
We talk about in this world, you know, hey, it's for the fans, it's all for the fans, it's for you. There's a lot of fan service because that's good for business. This was fan service of a different kind. This is, instead of a studio talking about fan service to an audience literally delivering fan service for the filmmaker.
Yeah.
So you were at the epicenter of a campaign, honestly, that has never happened before. But what was it, what did it feel like? Were you ever scared, or was it like, this is actually the road to finishing the movie?
Yeah, I had a lot of faith in the fans, and I really appreciated everything they did. I really did. It was amazing. They've been a partner with me in, you know, we as a family support suicide prevention and mental health awareness, and it's a really big part of the why of this movie. And they've been with me, you know, in the trenches with that, insane. And so
raised a lot of money too. Their fandom has been a very positive, very
over $500,000
good.
that they've just given to that cause. You know, unbelievable. They're not professionals. They don't have any dog in the hunt other than they just want to see the movie.
Right.
It's all we want to do. And they're like tireless, insanely, you know, dedicated. But I'm glad that like I can give the smallest amount back, and really the smallest amount back is this effort of making this movie, and it really is true. Because like without them, for sure there would be no, we wouldn't be here talking. There would be no movie. But yeah, it was a Herculean effort. Then they did the Times Square. The Times Square was really, to me, was like a bit of a tipping point, because you could really look at that, and it was 2 billboards, and there were video, and the Superman flew into the other billboard. And the money that they raised to get the billboards, they would give half that money to AFSP. And you know, there was always that partnership was on the billboards and everything. So you were like, wow, that journey was just insane. And yeah, did I think, was there a chance it was gonna really happen? Like, you know, I don't wanna encourage, you know, something that's impossible. They were doing such amazing work. You know, so I would say like, look, here's some cool stuff. Here's a drawing I did. And maybe because of streaming, you know, thank
it certainly helped that
God
HBO Max,
for
there was a place
HBO Max.
to bring it.
No, absolutely, thank God for HBO Max, because without HBO Max, I don't even also know that there would be a venue for this movie to exist, you know?
Right.
You know, we're in this beautiful serendipitous moment where, you know, these two things happened at the same time, and it's really fortunate. And I think that, you know, in the streaming world, this is kind of the perfect place for this 4-hour movie to exist, because, you know, it's also chaptered film, you know, like I always envisioned it as this sort of chaptered piece. And when we were watching the movie at home, it's really easy when a chapter comes up to pause the movie and go to the bathroom or go get some chips or whatever you're gonna do. And that's cool. And then you just come back and you get right into it. It's like you're binging a show over 4 hours, which, you know, in the modern world, do stand on our heads.
Everybody's used to that.
Yeah, that's no big.
It's true. The Times actually caught up with the ability to give this story a venue to be told.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Another thing that worked incredibly nicely, and probably the most important character that everyone was anticipating, is the first cinematic appearance of Darkseid. I'm delighted. You know, I don't want to spoil the movie, but like when there's a moment when Omega beams come into play, and I shrieked in the middle of the wee hours of the morning. He's like, ah, because you never see something like that in the real world.
Yeah.
How important was it for you to get Darkseid into this? Here, he's a major component, and in fact, correct me if I'm wrong, one sequence, he took the place of Steppenwolf. Like, I remember there was one Steppenwolf beating ass, but instead it was Darkseid.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that was always the way I had...
It's fantastic.
I had always imagined. And, you know, bringing Uxas, baby, because when he was younger...
Deep cuts, kids, deep cuts.
And so when he comes to Earth, you know, thousands of years ago, looking for this thing that he had heard was hidden somewhere in the universe, he'd been searching all these planets, destroying them probably in his quest.
Turns him to dust, he says.
Turns him to dust. So he finds on Earth this equation we call the anti-life equation, which controls the will, all will. So basically could bend anyone to his way of thinking is a way to kind of think about it. So what happens is we see him, and so we get to see him like, fighting and kind of, doing his thing, kind of a young, world destroyer, cutting his teeth on, some earthlings, and he bites off a little more than he can chew, but it's fun, and of course, when we do see him later in the movie. Now he's really the absolute king daddy of the universe, and he's mad about that thing that happened to him a while ago, and he's not going to be kind when he finds out. That's where he wants to go, because that's where the thing, first of all, that he lost is, and also those guys humiliated me a little bit a while ago, and I want to make up for that.
Dark Side Comics royalty, because he's created by Jack Kirby, for heaven's sakes, and you did him justice, true justice, Zack Snyder Justice League justice, by putting him in this flick. As a big, longtime fan, I thank you for that. Let's talk about heroes, because as you mentioned before, 10 years of doing DC hero movies.
Almost, yeah.
You have a perspective. You have a take on heroes that are very distinctive. What makes a hero most for you?
Well, I think, the thing about Justice League, I think that is sort of the thesis of the movie, is that, these heroes are misfits, and they all come from, they're slightly dysfunctional, but in a lot of ways, incredibly relatable to just us, just people. The best myth speaks to us in an archetypal way about the struggles that we all face in our everyday lives. And I think that what we learn is that these heroes are us in a lot of ways. And I think that the real heart of the movie, if you look at Cyborg's journey, who's like really he's the linchpin, he's the kind of the why of it.
He's the heart and soul of the journey. He's on it, and even though he has godlike powers as well, because he's Borg-life, he's our human way in.
Yeah, 100%.
The one that, like Barry, to some degree, we can totally identify.
Yeah, like we yesterday.
And Ray did a phenomenal job.
I know, Ray does.
That's the other beauty of the Zack Snyder Justice League. You get to see that entire storyline.
Yeah. So when you look at sort of Ray's journey, that in the end, there's a line where he says, I'm not broken and I'm not alone, which I think it really, in a lot of ways, just has a beautiful meshing with our message of mental health and our message of like suicide prevention and all this. There's just this beautiful symmetry now to the whole thing, and that a hero is just, we all are heroes to ourselves. We have to, because we can all stand up and we can all be strong and we can all be supported by each other. And I think that in the end, that's really what the movie is about.
As a longtime DC Comics fan, this is incredibly gratifying to me to see the vision writ large from end to end. And it had everything to do with people that you minted yourself. The people that pushed for it, released the Snyder Cut, were people you made fans by telling your versions of the stories of these great characters, man. So
that's cool.
As a DC fan, I salute you. As a filmmaker, I salute you. It's a wonderful, wonderful film.
Well,
Congratulations.
I appreciate it, really do. Awesome.
Action!
It's like when you grab his head, you're not, it's like you almost want to give it to it. Rather than you trying to stop it, yeah.
And now!
That moment right there, this is what we're taking. Just stand, boom. And then so this will be the line, where he's going to say line. Rather than with it, say line.
Believe it.
And then, as long as you keep your wrist here, the blow will come down.
Kids, on a night like tonight, the stars always shine bright, man. So let's welcome a few of the brightest stars.
Hi, everyone. This is Connie Nielsen, and I play Queen Hippolyta, Queen of the Amazons in Justice League and in Wonder Woman. And this is a shout out to all of the fans Thank you for all the love, for the support, for the dedication, and thank you for all the messages, the fan art, all of the ways in which you appreciate the work that we've brought into playing these characters. You're gonna have a blast with this film. As you can see, there are lots and lots of Amazons in this one too. And I just hope you guys are gonna have an incredible time. I hope you enjoy everything that we've worked really hard to put up there. And I know Zach is just so excited that you guys are getting to see this. So lots and lots and lots of love and thank you and gratitude for all your support. Mwah.
Hey, it's Ray Porter. Big shout out to the fans who never gave up. Thank you, HBO Max. And most of all, congratulations, Zak Снайдер. It's been a heck of a journey. Thanks for bringing me along.
What just happened was you looked at Mira, and then you looked back at him, and then you Rawr!
Got it.
3, 2, 1, act! Rich could have his hand up, right? So you could put it right. Boosh! That mark will be super critical where you guys land the grab. Oh no. All right, good.
3, 2, 1, action!
Starting with one camera, kind of looking down the line, and then the second camera, the defense, when he sees the blitz. Second you turn, start to analyze the defense immediately.
And we still do the scoreboard?
Yeah, you do the scoreboard. When he looks at the clock, hold, hold, hold.
I didn't want to lose the ball this time.
No, it was good. Switch it, or even like first you can be switch it to that before this.
Right, sure.
It's not like but it's also like it's like, oh my god.
Gotta get under it.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the idea that the arms are almost even still, like he's in more of a conscious process.
Land. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing you got to play that moment. Like you're looking at her. See the hot dog. Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right.
3, 2, 1, action!
Now, everybody who's anybody knows that the Snyder Cut features dark side, man. But based on this next piece, it's clear the film also has a lighter side, too. You see what I did there? Wordplay, man. Behold! I give you the blooper reel, ladies and gentlemen.
My name is Ezra Miller, and I am criminally excited to be a part of the Justice League.
You gotta be kidding me. Where's he at?
Don't pay me because I'll wait until the last day!
I'm 30 as well.
Give it to me.
30.
Like, honestly, I'm having too much fun. There should be rules.
Go.
So crazy.
kindergarten here. Honestly, it's preschool. It's worse than preschool.
Think of it, right?
Don't drop me! Whoop, whoop! You have born life, bring your baby.
Just snuggle up under my cowl.
Yeah! We did it, Zach.
Today just feels like it's going smoothly and efficiently. It feels odd saying that to you with my shirt off, covered in baby oil.
A lot of them came back. Oh my God! Look at this cat, the king of tech. That only took like 10. Don't trust this guy. I can't even get connected on his internet. The Snyders, how are you?
Right now.
There it is. We're losing him again. Look at him. He can. Well, he can see us, baby. They can both see us. Kids, if you can't hear us, man, huge congratulations. This is going to be a big night for you. How do you feel? Use your face and your hands to indicate what this moment means to you.
Okay. Oh, and now I lost him.
Oh. You lost?
Yeah, he's gone. Oh no, he's there. He's on your computer.
If I could speak for the Snyders, this is what. Yeah, they're back. I don't have to speak. And they're gone. I now feel the frustration of all those folks who wanted the Snyder cut for so long.
Wait, are we back?
You're about to get what you wanted. Whoa, they're back. Can you hear me, kids?
Yes. Can you hear us?
We can't hear you. I can't hear you. Hopefully, maybe they can hear you.
Hear
I hear you a little bit. I got you.
A little bit. It might be the going on.
How are you feeling? I hear you now. How are you feeling, kids? A big night for both of you. What's it feel like right now?
It's exciting. I'm frustrated by technology as usual, but very excited. We're it's T-minus. It's happening right now. It's on.
It's starting, man. Let's send everybody over to HBO Max to watch. The Snyder Cut. Zack Snyder's Justice League is happening right now. If you're on the East Coast, it's happening. If you're on the West Coast, you got some time and stuff. Kids, I couldn't be happier for both of you. I know it's frustrating getting hooked up, but what a triumphant night for you. You worked so damn hard, and the fans delivered you to this moment. Is there anything you want to say to the good folks who pushed for release the Snyder Cut?
I think we just want to say we wouldn't be here without all of you, and it really means so much to us personally. The support that you've given us and our family has been amazing, and we really hope that you love this movie because we've worked really hard, and I hope you can see all the respect and love that we have for these characters. And it wouldn't be here without you, and we realize that, and we appreciate it.
What she said, 100%. Thank you, Debbie, for those eloquent words. But yes, we love and feel huge support from and for and these amazing fans. And I just can't wait for you to check out the movie because it's coming at you right now.
Okay, so what they're telling me is to remind everybody that it's 3 a.m. Eastern that it's starting, 12 a.m. Pacific. That's when everybody gets.
So it's not coming at you quite yet.
No, that's what I thought I was trying to throw people off so they can go watch it. I'm sure a bunch of people are like, it's not on, you idiot. Yes, it starts at midnight on the East Coast, 3 a.m. Midnight on the West Coast, 3 a.m. on the East Coast. I've read lots of tweets from folks who are staying up around the world. How does that make you both feel as the filmmakers?
No, it's amazing, and I'm excited. I'm sorry about the productivity in the workplace tomorrow. From a the global standpoint of world markets and things that are going to crash. But otherwise, really excited about the result.
What do you think the fans are going to freak out over the most?
I mean, I think there's a lot of fun things for the fans to freak out about. I mean, I think from the beginning to the end, if you are a lover of these characters and movies in general, I just think that, the movie we made with a lot of love for these characters and for this world. And we were just looking for it's a big immersive movie. And I think that just every chapter, every scene, really is there for this amazing fandom and the world in general. People who the uninitiated to just kind of take a deep dive with these characters, and when they see some like mega beams maybe coming out somewhere, they might just like lose it.
I think the Flash and Cyborg story, we get to see a lot of them, which is really cool.
That's true.
I think the answer we were all looking for was simply Darkseid, because that's what it is. Everyone can't wait to see the debut of Darkseid. Did you guys get to see any of the amazing cosplay that they had going on during the digital red carpet premiere? People dressing up.
So cool. Those guys are amazing. Yeah. And, I follow a few of those cats and see what the amazing Liz Wonder, crazy, like honestly, photo ready costumes that I'm like, who makes these? I need to hire these people. Unbelievable.
And for those that don't know, like that, you're sitting in your home theater. This is where a lot of the early release the Snyder Cut imagery came from when you would do like what do you stream on? What is your chosen site? Vero?
Yeah, when we did the Man of Steel watch party and we did the announcement, we did it right here. As well as, this is where I did all my visual effects reviews and approved all the shots for the movie. I did it right here in the theater. We would have them. So this is also one of the making of spots for the movie itself. So that's pretty cool.
Now, how many times do you think at this point both of you have seen the 4-hour version of Zack Snyder's Justice League?
I've seen it. I probably don't even know how many times I've seen it. But I will say that when it's all mixed and colored in its final form, I've only probably seen maybe 4 or 5 times that way, like completely everything done. Like when we do like a QC in the theater or watch it on one of the big monitors on a Company 3, like HDR monitors, I have to watch every version of the movie, whether it's, HDR, the Rec 709 or the
IMAX.
IMAX. I had to watch that. That was not so horrible. But it's it's cool to just watch, and the black and white version. So I had to watch color, black and white, all the different formats. So, but it's every time I kind of see something else too. I got to say, I'm still seeing stuff. When we watched it in IMAX for the last time, I literally was like, what the heck? What's that? So like, when you see it so huge, you see it, you're like, how did that get through? We can talk about that later.
When you were working, obviously you're a great team. You guys work together, made many movies together, and you also have a life together outside of the movies. How hard is it to be married and make a movie, particularly a movie as gigantic as this? Making any movie tests the filmmaker's patience on every department. So, generally speaking, you don't have to worry about going to work and then fighting with your spouse as well in case you get into creative differences. How well does it work for you guys, and can you recommend it for others?
I recommend it. I mean, honestly, I don't know how it would work otherwise. I think we really have each other's best interest. It's the same interest, which is really great. And a lot of times you're away on location for a year, so we can just set up house. And, we're also there with a lot of the crew or our family. So it's nice when we travel for so long that we have this extended family around us. But I think we balance each other out in a nice way.
Definitely do. And you know, definitely without Debbie, there's no movie. That's just a fact. So, you know, she keeps us, you know, focused. We get distracted easily. You know, it's you know, part and parcel for the game. But like, yeah, but she keeps us on task, as they say.
I think he's saying I'm like bad cop.
No,
he's
not
always
bad. She's not bad cop. It's not. That's rude.
Well, the hardest job I think that any producer has is it's their job to tell the director no. Like at the end of the day, it's their job to make yes, but sometimes you have to be able to tell the director no. And you know, it's hard to hear no when it's coming from somebody that I'm friends with. It would be hard to hear no coming from somebody that I live with. I'd be like, come on, man, you got to do it for me. And it transcends personal into the professional.
I try that all the time. I tried that.
Yeah, but it's
you know,
also...
but I thought, what about this? No, that's not going to get it.
No, but it's also my
play
job
the love
as a
card.
producer.
Yeah, every now and then I'll throw it down. Sometimes occasionally she'll go like, you know what? Let's do it. Not very often, but like, because mostly the request is ridiculous. I realize that what I'm asking is impossible. Like, I'm like, can't we build a time machine and just go back and get that thing? And then she'll be like, no, that technology doesn't exist. Okay, you're insane.
But a lot of times I fight for Zach's vision.
Always fights for the vision.
So that, you know, I think that's my job as a producer. Like, I have an obligation to the studio to be on budget, to be on time, but also ultimately, you know, and I think that's the thing when you have a company that's director driven, it's my job to bring his vision to the screen. So I try really hard, you know, to make that happen and to figure out a way to make that work. Sometimes I do say no, though.
Tonight, yeah, you have to. You absolutely have to. Tonight, you kids are bringing to life one of Jack Kirby's greatest creations for the first time in a movie, Dark Side. Which design did you go with? How did you figure out the inspiration for the design for the first Dark Side we ever get to see in a movie?
I mean, I went back to, like, you know, the original Kirby work, and I thought that was really kind of a cool place to start. And then, you know, I had an incredible team of, you know, I have at line level, I have a crazy awesome team, and those guys really dug in with the material, presented me tons of stuff, and we kind of narrowed it down and honed it down. But I think always keeping, you know, that the dark side, you know, the new gods is what it's all like, you know, in mind. And when you see him, I think you know him in 1 second. You know, that's kind of the litmus test for me, is like, that's Dark Side, you know, like that's how that's got to feel. And I think I think he's pretty awesome. He's pretty badass.
And we get to see 2 versions of him.
Yeah, we can see you.
Young
We
and
talked
old.
about that.
Yeah.
Oh, also though, there is amazing. Weta is doing an amazing. I don't know if you saw that. They're doing like a big sculpture of him on his throne, kind of, you know, King Conan style. Because that was inspired by, you know, like that image of him on the throne. You know, I always loved that image of Conan at the end of Conan. You know, where it says, you know, he wore that crown upon a troubled brow. That bit, you know, and I love
geek.
like
movie geek right there.
Movie. I remember seeing that and going like, I need it. There's more. What?
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was cool. It was like I was like, I want to do that. I want to do that pose.
When you were, I think when people started hearing about the flick, how much was missing from the flick, the extended cut of the flick, the 4-hour version, the Snyder cut, if you will, there was, you know, nobody had any information. So the internet would provide information, some of it true, some of it did not true at all. I think there was an overarching feeling of like, oh, it's just going to be a shot of Dark Side and that's it. But I've seen the flick. There's Dark Side in the movie, like legit amount of Dark Side, which was absolutely thrilling for me.
He's got some scenes. He's doing some scene work.
Yeah.
And like, you know, so we get to know what he's thinking. And he's, no, it's not just like in a dream sequence, you know, he's coming. He's not happy. Well, he is slightly happy. Because he thinks he's doing something.
Yes. He thinks he's gonna get that pesky anti-life equation. We shall see. What do you cats do to get ready for a night like tonight? Like, how do you guys get ready for the unveiling of something that you've spent so much time working on, something that there's so much expectation about wanting to see? How do you prepare for a night like this?
Well, we have champagne.
Oh yeah, champagne.
That'll help.
Grease the wheel, squeeze the gears, or whatever you call it. And then we.
It's the best way to do it.
We were up there working a minute ago, so it was exciting to rush down. We had a bit of a snafu with our technology, but that's COVID, you know. And but here we are talking unbelievably through these cables and wires in my you know, basically in my basement. So even though it's a miracle, we take it for granted a little bit, and I think that's you know, it's okay. But we what else were we doing?
We're gonna take a deep breath, maybe, because I feel like we've been going and going. I mean, we just finished the movie like 2 weeks ago, and then getting ready with the ads and, you know, and the press and everything that it takes to put a movie out. We haven't been able to catch our breath and enjoy the moment. Like this moment, so many people work so hard, including the fans. Like it took them a long time to like build this campaign and then to actually make the movie and get it done. I mean, it's so many people, the crew, the artists. I mean, they put their heart and souls in it. And I think now to just enjoy the moment, like and not forget the moment, you know, because I think that's important.
Or it's the doom of men that dead. I don't know if you're familiar with that scene in Excalibur, but it's, you know.
The which scene in Excalibur? Say it again.
It's the scene where Merlin like takes out his torch and he's like, "Listen up, you know, just remember this day, this moment. You were there with Arthur the King." You know, it's that scene, you know, and he says, and then at the end he says, "For it is the doom of men that they forget." It's that bit, you know. You have to. Sorry, more movie. I'm sorry.
You are an Excalibur geek. If I remember correctly, wasn't Excalibur in the opening of BVS? That's one of the movies that's
BVS. They were watching Excalibur. You know, it was also Todd Phillips' joke. They were also weirdly watching Excalibur too. I don't know. Like I always thought that was like I was like, wait, what? Like that's cool.
Well, then, in the language of Excalibur, my friend, you both know the charm of making a now nafra. You have that kind of magic, and it's on display in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Everyone's about to binge it. Do you have any closing thoughts for the good folks out there who've been waiting to watch it and are going to be binging it momentarily?
Listen, all I would say is that, you know, the movie is made with a lot of love. Every single person in all that whole cast, I consider my friends. You know, I've been working with them for years now. It was a family affair. It's a boutique-y movie for its scale. You know, it's a gigantic movie, but it's really bespoke and custom made by like a loving, you know, handful of people that really, really love it, as well as an army of incredible technicians and amazing artists. But at its core, you know, is this real family. And I just hope that comes through the movie because it's really made with love.
Yeah, and I also just want to say thank you for the support that everyone has shown us personally, and also, you know, for the attention to mental health and for suicide prevention, because, you know, it's something that's really dear to us. But I think with everything going on in the world right now, you know, I think with just a year that we've, you know, been through, I think that is such important work. And the fact that this community has picked up that torch and like carried it means just so much to us. So we're really grateful for that.
Yeah, that's good.
You kids are good people, and you do good work. You do good work on screen. You do good work off screen. Listen to your lady's advice, Zach, and enjoy this moment, man. It's a big year for you. Not only do you have Zack Snyder's Justice League, you got the Dead movie coming up elsewhere and whatnot. Big moment for you. It couldn't happen to a nicer guy. So hopefully as the world gets to bathe in your glory, you're sitting back there, both of you tonight, and just feeling it and knowing that, like, wow, what a journey, man. We're here. You did it, kids. Congratulations. Thank you so much for spending the time with us tonight, Zach and Debbie Snyder. You guys be good. Enjoy the movie, man.
Thank you for doing this, dude. Thanks for hosting this. You're amazing.
Thank you so
God,
much.
no problem. It was absolutely my honor, man. The Justice League drops at midnight Pacific, ladies and gentlemen, 3 a.m. Eastern time on HBO Max. We've been waiting for it forever. Tonight, it's about to happen. Tonight, he arrives. And you're going to find so much absolute joy. Go to the bathroom first and get ready for 4 hours of an epic. Just a comic book splash page after splash page brought to life. Zack Snyder's Justice League, ladies and gentlemen, tonight on HBO Max at 12 a.m. Pacific, 3 a.m. Eastern. Have a great time, everybody. Thank you and good night.
Good night.
Thanks, man.